Andrés Manuel López Obrador, or AMLO, is Mexico's next president. Well, he's the clear winner of Sunday's election and will be the country's first leftist leader in decades. That's at a time of tense relations with the Trump administration. Exit polls put the former mayor of Mexico City with a lead of more than 20 percentage points over his competitors and winning between 46.8% and 59% of the vote. He's pledged to crack down on corruption and fight social inequality, giving preference to, quote, the most humble and forgotten in one of the bloodiest election campaigns in history. Well, joining me now is your news correspondent, Alistair Sanford, who has been watching this morning's drama unfold. Alistair, so Obrador, it looks like it's done and dusted. We're waiting for the final numbers. How big of a deal is this for Mexico?
It looks like it's going to be a huge change for Mexico. The centrists and the conservatives have ruled basically for the last century, especially the centrists, for something like almost all but 12 years of the last 89. So here we've got a leftist president. We've got the first results coming in the last half hour or so. The Electoral Authority has said that a quick count shows that he's got over 53% of the vote, and his rivals have now conceded defeat, and outgoing President Enrique Nieto has given a TV address acknowledging that. All this is within the context, of course, of corruption and violence. Those are the two big themes for Mexico. And the Lopez Obrador, who's an ex-mayor of Mexico City, very close to the people there, he's vowed to tackle corruption, and he's given a speech just in the last hour or so saying that this will happen within the rule of law. A very inclusive speech he gave, not talking about repression, but about being very firm. His critics, of course, say that he lacks substance and it's all words.
Yeah, and also, of course, in the context of this is U.S. President Donald Trump, who, in fact, has tweeted this a moment ago. Let me just read it. Congratulations to Andrés Manuel López Obrador on becoming the next president of Mexico. I look very much forward to working with him. There is much to be done about what will benefit both the United States and Mexico, end quote. So is there any indication from AMLO about how he will deal with the U.S. president?
There is. First of all, yes, I mean, that tweet is really quite startling. It's very early from Donald Trump to tweet like that. That's not usual in Latin American elections. And of course, what's striking is how that compares with his belligerent rhetoric towards Mexico and all the talk of the wall and the free trade treaty. Yes, AMLO has given in his speech, he only talked about the US towards the end of the speech, but it was very conciliatory, saying that basically he wanted to seek a friendly relationship and cooperation based on mutual respect, but also defending his countrymen living in the US. Remember, of course, all the talk of clamping down on illegal migrants. So the big question, how will they get on? They both have similarities. They're both kind of outsiders, both see themselves as populists, but Obrador's been around for a long time. If he stands up to Trump, perhaps the American president, as we've seen with other leaders, he'll respect that. That's all remains to be seen.
All right. Thank you for that, Alistair Sanford.